guys, I thought I'd start off with a close-up to show this. This is Texas Tiger Digs, and I bought something at my neighborhood electronics store by SB Gadgets. They do a lot of products that are related to action cameras, mostly, if not entirely. Well, no, mostly. Mostly it would be the GoPro, which is king of the action cameras anyway. And this is a POV light. So it's a lighting solution, not specifically restricted to use with GoPros, but it does have a GoPro mount. But of course, you know, you can mount an adapter on any tripod and make it GoPro adaptable to GoPro accessories. So this I think is interesting, and I think it might be interesting for two ways. You know, I like to have pretty good lighting, despite the lighting you see here. Unfortunately, the lighting is not good here. I'll have to work on that a little bit later. But the thing about this, and when I began to read it and learn about what I had bought with more details, this is also an underwater light. And I know a lot of detectorists, not a lot, but there's some detectorists that actually dive and do detectoring. I love watching detector comparisons because he does a lot of diving. And of course, Digging Rings does a lot of diving. And you know, there's a lot of freshwater guys around there who might want to see underwater at what they're seeing. You know, Aqua Chigger, love his stuff. I know he goes out, and I know from time to time I see nugget nogging out in the water. So, you know, all the people who do that kind of detecting, the river, and you know, like the sea guys, like Digging Rings, and from time to time detector comparisons, probably need a good light if they're going to be doing that every now and then. And I think this might be the light for you. So I'm going to open it up. And the thing about this light is it's portable, waterproof, torch light. It's got a GoPro mounting system. It's got multiple lighting modes. It's got a wide angle beam. It's got 2 batteries that are included and a micro USB cable. So that gives an indication that it's probably going to be rechargeable. So I think I might have stumbled across something even a little bit better than what I thought it was going to be when I bought it. I bought it for more of an inside lighting solution, or a lighting solution at dusk. So let me zoom this back and get a slightly better look at what I'm doing here. Okay, here we go. So I'm going to pop this open and actually do a box opening specifically on this, because I think this is one of the few side gadgets that I've run across that will actually be helped by a full box opening. Okay, I increased my lighting a little bit because it's pretty pitiful. So I'm going to open this up and take a look at it, and let's see what it's like. You know, I would like to do some water detecting myself, but I've told you about the ridiculous laws in Texas and how it works. And it's not really just related to Texas. Texas does not have any natural lakes. So, because they're not natural, they're built by agencies, either the state or the federal government. You know, the use of dams and reservoirs, etc. So they do exert a lot of control over it, and that control is absolute. So they get to do exactly what they want to do, and we don't. Which is pretty much the way the government works. I'm not the most conservative guy in the world, but I do understand the government does not always have our best interests at heart. And in any case, here we go. This is pretty nice. Now I'm going to need, in all of these, I'm going to need my Swiss Army knife. And I got to release the little arm so I can actually get this out and release it from its case. And there we go. Very small, very neat. So let me go ahead and put this together a little bit better. I'm going to I assume this is going to be my battery. And I think I might even be looking at two batteries here. They look a little bit. They look a little bit like the GoPro batteries. All right. Let me see if I can pop this out and get this in. All right, guys. I am not doing this as I usually do. I always free wing it when I first get in. And it does have two batteries, but if it's a very intense light, it would definitely need them. So let me just, I can see how they're oriented here. So one would go in this way, and this one is oriented the opposite way. So the one would go in this way. Okay. Okay. And I got two green lights back here that let me know that my batteries are in the correct way, I assume. And I'm going to just take this and go with that. Alright. I'm not sure if there's an initial charge here, so I may have to wait till till I charge it up. And let's see here. It's pretty cool. Nice compact form factor. Okay, let's take this. Let's see what else I've got here. Batteries up in place. I got green light, so I assume that's good. And here we go with some. Okay, it actually comes with its own wrist strap. Okay, that would be a wrench for getting something off and on, and the wrist strap. Alright, this is pretty cool. I really have no trouble figuring out where the wrist strap goes, so I'll just stick this through and pull this out. So now I have got the wrist strap in place. Okay. Put everything else to the side here a little bit. And let's just pop this thing open once again, and let's just see if we can figure out where it's charging. I never read the instructions first, I just wing it. Alright guys, and we have a micro USB port here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to stick this in, we're going to get it charged. Then we're going to continue on once we got a little charge in here. And we're going to see exactly how this works. Alright, little micro USB. And like some of my cameras, you have to open the battery compartment to get it into position to charge. So let me take this out and this out. Move this to the side. And we're going to plug this in and get it charging. Alright, we have the little yellow light on the back, and that shows that it is actually charging now. So we're going to stop the video here, so which is we've got our basic setup and we've got it charging, and then when I get back we're going to actually see it in action and see it work. Okay, I think I have this charged sufficiently now, so we can actually do a little test. In the back you plug it in, it has two yellow lights, and then they sequentially turn green. I guess is both. I guess the batteries are based on different banks, so one charges than the other, so they're both charged, and so now it should be up and functional. Now I got this to turn on, but like all waterproof devices, the button is difficult to push. Now I understand that because it's going to, the button is, has to activate something inside, and it has to be a water barrier to prevent the water from seeping in a waterproof device. So you just have to push hard to get it in, and then there we go. Now you can't see there because it's a very, very bright light. Here, maybe I could turn it down here and you can see. So that is a very bright light. You can see the difference here. You see the difference here. I was looking to bring my quarter up here. You can see the difference in the light. So it is a very, very high intensity light, and so I'm not exactly sure how long it's going to last, but it's pretty cool. I've got it on a little spare bendable tripod I've got here. So I thought, because if it's waterproof and all of its functions, that it might be something that might require a little bit more examination than just a this is what I bought type of circumstance. And I can plunge it again, and I increase the intensity. It has more than one mode. I switch off. I'll switch it back on. I can change the intensity. And then I can turn it to a flash. That's great. Could be a warning or a signal that you might need help. So that's cool, and it's high intensity, so you will see it a good distance. So I just wanted to show you this. I thought when I began to examine it closely after I bought it for another special purpose. I said, boy, this thing does some great things. Let me push the button again, and it's off. So it has 3 different modes. It has a basic mode, and then it jumps in intensity, and then it'll flash. All right, I just thought I would show you that. The weather still is crummy out. Tropical storm flashing by. So I'll be getting back out into the hunt pretty soon. But I had these things, and this is pretty cool. So I thought I would let you see it in action. Texas Tiger Digs, and I will see you next time. Maybe out, but it'll probably be a couple of more days of rain before I'm able to actually get out and go back out and do some digging.